important, and it's important to the life of the camera, making sure that you don't ruin your sensor or things like that. And you can see here in the video I'm actually pointing out a lot of the spots where dust will collect, which can become sort of inconvenient and irritating when you're using the camera. So to do that, we're going to need these body caps right here. I'm putting those aside. I'll show you what to do with them in a second. And you'll need here some lens cleaning fluid, pretty much standard at any camera shop and even at a lot of stores. You'll need a brush like this, and it's kind of a softer brush. It also serves as a blower. You can see there when it blows little puffs of air out. And the brush is important. You want a brush that you can use on your lenses, and then a separate brush that you use sort of more on the camera. I also have here a microfiber cleaning cloth, and this one is just one that I use for the body of my camera. You can also use wipes. I'm not going to use them in this video, but that was an example of a wipe. And then there's the little black brush is sort of a hard body brush with hard bristles that I use for cleaning stuck-on dirt on camera. And then you can see the Q-tips and the eraser. And I'll tell you, you'll get to see the Q-tips and the eraser sort of towards the end of the video. So, alright, first we're going to start by taking off the lens. This is a very important step because the lens we'll be doing in a separate video. Put the body cap on and put the lens caps on both ends of your lens. You want to make sure that you're protecting your glass. So we'll put that lens aside, and here we go, ready to start on cleaning the camera. So pick it up in your hand and start by just removing the really superficial dust with your cleaning cloth. And this is just, like I said, this is a cleaning cloth that used to be a lens cloth, and now because I used it for a couple years as a lens cloth, it became kind of dirty, disgusting, and I never cleaned it off. So now I use it as a body cloth for just cleaning off whenever my camera gets wet or dirty or something like that. You can see there I took out a sort of flash shoe protector, and I tried to take off the viewfinder. There's a little rubber eye cup that apparently on this camera doesn't come off very well, so I left it. And so I've done the basic wipe down, and now it's time to take a look at some of the really stuck-on dirt in some of the really fine corners. That spot where I'm brushing right now with this sort of hard bristle brush is kind of a spot that a lot of cameras get a lot of stuck-on dirt. Right there you can see I'm actually going towards the kind of the spot where the carrying strap or the strap for the camera, there's two little holders on each side of the camera, and that gets really dirty too. I also just opened the connections sort of little door at the end. There's a little rubber gummy cover. Removed that and cleaned underneath it. Now I'm kind of moving to the bottom of the camera. Take a look inside the battery compartment, and I would also give the battery compartment a good look, make sure the connections aren't corroded or anything. There's no green goop on any of the connections. Take a look at the battery itself, make sure everything is kosher. Open the gates on that side or open the doors on that side of the camera and wipe out, make sure there's no dust sitting around. You can see in this camera case the battery compartment had a lot of dust around the inside, so I wiped that out with our little black body brush. There on the top again I'm going for some more stuck on dirt. Now I'm going to do a really quick clean around the mount, and you notice I'm holding it sort of with the sensor sort of up. You can see the sensor's in the back of the camera, and I don't want to clean it with it on its back so that the dirt flies up and lands inside of the camera. I want to use gravity to my advantage and let the dirt fall. So wipe that off, and now we're going to go for the viewfinder, I think. It looks like that's what I'm doing. Because the viewfinder is a spot that for some reason on all of my cameras at least gets really dirty. Now you can see I switched brushes. This is important. That brush that I'm using is just mostly for, I use it a little bit for the body, but mostly just for glass, just for cleaning off the glass. So I don't want to use that hard little bristled brush that I have on the glass because it will scratch it, but the other brush has softer bristles. So here you can see me going around again with the hard bristle brush. Apparently there's some more stuck-on dirt sort of sticking around that viewfinder, and I think we're going to come back to this viewfinder later with some Q-tips. So there I am brushing off sort of the superficial stuff again. The hard bristle brush isn't as good at wiping the dirt dust away as the soft one, so a lot of times I'll use the hard bristle brush to get the real stuck-on dirt off, and then I'll go along with the other one to wipe it away. Now we're going to pull out a Q-tip, and we're going to get some lens cleaning fluid, and I am going to clean that little viewfinder. There we go. I'll put it on its side there. And here you can see it might not look like this, but I'm not pushing very hard. I'm just gently sort of wiping off the little lens inside of the viewfinder, and now I've switched Q-tip sides, and I'm using the drier end to sort of soak up all of the lens cleaning fluid that I spread on the glass and trying to catch any dirt and things like that. The viewfinder is important that it's clear so that your eyes can focus and see the image clearly. It'll allow it'll just really enhance your viewing experience as well, looking through a clean viewfinder. Sometimes I'll feel like my photos look funny and then I'll realize that my viewfinder is just very dirty. So I'm wiping around now and doing the sort of control, like kind of between the controls there's a lot of little contours on this camera, and I'm sort of cleaning out the little cracks and crevices where things get stuck on. I'm using, that's a fairly damp Q-tip, but you can see right there I'm actually sort of dabbing some of the liquid off onto my finger because sometimes it can be a little too wet. You want to make sure that whenever you're wiping off a camera that it's not being soaked. Cameras don't like to get wet, or at least most cameras don't like to get wet. So you want to just use sort of a slightly damp Q-tip. Here I'm going back around the viewfinder again, more spots where I can't seem to get the darn dust off. So around the hot shoe and stuff, especially on horizontal surfaces, you're going to get a lot of dust. Especially on this camera because I actually had just bought this one as a gift for my sister and had been sitting on someone's bookshelf for some time. So when a camera like this is in a camera bag, it will get less dirty. It'll get dirty when you go out and shoot, like maybe on a construction site or on a windy day or something like that. You'll get lots of dirt and things like that in there, but otherwise you're generally okay. Alright, so now we've got the Q-tip cleaning detail of the back there. This is kind of a detail sort of job. You hear people talking about detailing a car. Well, this is kind of like detailing a camera. You're getting all the dirt off in every little spot that a camera gets dirty. Alright, so we're going to go back again, and here we're going to do the screen. Screen is of an LCD. It gets very dirty because you're pressing your face up against that all the time, and all the oil from your face gets on there, and a lot of times you won't realize it, but there are layers and layers of dirt on top of your screen, and even when it kind of looks pretty clean, it's actually not that clean. So you'll just have to go over it a few times, and you can see here I only had to go over it twice. This one was cleaner than a camera that's been used a lot. Generally this camera has been sitting for a while. So I'm going over it with that microfiber cloth. After I've wet it down with a Q-tip, I'm kind of cleaning it up, and again I've found another spot where there's some more oil or something stuck on the screen. Alright, so that looks like I've got the screen pretty clean, and now I'm going back to Q-tipping, more fine detailed corners, things like that. Your hands are pretty dirty, and when you're walking around all day with a camera in your hand, you can get quite a lot of dirt on a camera. So again, this is another detail sort of thing. I'm cleaning where the straps on the camera connect to the camera, and this is really not an important job. You don't have to necessarily do that, but I'm doing it just because. And I'm cleaning off just pretty superficial dirt that was on around the shutter, which can also get a little grimy when your fingers running across it all day.